We are live.
Yes, we are. Okay.
Hello guys,
Hello.
welcome.
Hello. Hello. Sir was there yesterday? No.
No,
No.
Sir has been bunking a lot actually, right?
bunking a lot. I don't know. I can't tell sir that.
Sir college days
Not
में जा रहे हैं.
authorized.
Sir college days में चले गए, bunk कर रहे हैं classes. 12 o'clock की क्लास मिस कर रहे हैं सर.
या फिर सर प्रोफेसर बन गए हैं कि कभी कभी एक लेक्चर मिस करना पड़ता है क्योंकि कोई और असाइनमेंट होता है.
अच्छा.
कल वाला भी मिस होगा.
क्यों कल क्या है?
कल एक और असाइनमेंट है.
अच्छा.
परसों भी.
थर्सडे भी मिस होगा.
थर्सडे भी है, फ्राइडे भी है.
ये फ्राइडे हूँ यार.
हाँ. Very busy man.
So
But
guys,
sir-
our viewership is going to get hit. But,
वो तो
but
पता
for
है.
those who are coming, please hit
Please.
like. we need that.
करो
Anyway.
करो.
Anyway. So you were spelling out some observations you
I was
had.
saying that it's a very boring market. So you think कैसे boring हो सकता
नहीं
है?
नहीं मैंने बोला वो फिर
नहीं,
he
फिर ये बोला कि small
he
cap तो
relied
ऊपर
on my data to
small
say
cap
कि नहीं है boring. But point being,
the
please,
volumes are
please,
very
give us-
low. Actually, means if you look at the Nifty, 30-day average is 300 million and we have just has 126 million. So it's a low volume day actually. Yeah. What do you have to say?
सर
बोल दो.
एट द एंड ऑफ द डे
Yeah.
अगर
भाव
5%
ऊपर है तो ऊपर है.
भाव भगवान है. सिंपल रूल ऑफ लाइफ.
Yeah, technically volumes don't matter. But yesterday
For
we had
sustainability maybe.
we had Nikhil Kamath tweeting that there were a lack of shorts in the system. But what does that mean? You want to kind of spell that out?
बुला के लेकर आए वापस जेन स्ट्रीट को.
So
नहीं.
I mean,
So that's what it means, right?
yeah, I mean that's what he was indicating, that there is more depth required, right? In Indian markets,
This
especially
lack of
where-
arbitrage which is coming into the market, that's what he meant actually. Lack of opportunity, and shorts create that kind of opportunity. That's what he meant. But then he was talking about now why we should make SLBM robust.
Yeah.
Short selling and lending mechanism. But SEBI has been trying that for a couple of years. There is some volume in it, but utna robustness nahi hai isme. Institutions have to come and participate in that mechanism to make it robust.
And there has to be simplification of process as well.
Yeah.
I recall him saying that a lot of it is still physical, and therefore it discourages the regular investor from taking advantage of that, and therefore there aren't enough shorts in the system.
Yesterday, sir had sent me an image of a Nav Bharat Time front page. Did you remember?
Yes.
Yeah. Means डब्बा ट्रेड का फुल पेज ऐड दिया किसी ने.
Wow.
I was surprised with it.
Even I was surprised. और उसमें नंबर भी दिया, वो बोला कि 500% return.
So sorry for
No documents.
For context, SLBM is securities lending
Lending
and
and
borrowing
borrowing
mechanism.
mechanism.
So you basically you can lend your shares.
So institutions
to-
normally, long only institutions which keep shares for longer duration can lend for a fee to anyone who's going short in the market through the SLBM thing. So they have to pay a small interest. Now the thing is that these shares have to be returned to the institutions after a period, which could be 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever period for which you're borrowing the entire shares, and then it comes in. So the institutions who are sitting on the shares get an additional interest or income on the shares which they're holding onto it. It brings in a little bit of liquidity in the market, and for the people who are taking a contrarian view, they are able to short the market with SLBM shares basically.
Perfect. But what's the one other piece that's playing out, and Niraj, I wonder if you have a view as well on this one, is the IT pack. It's bounced back a little bit today.
So it's fallen a lot, no?
It's fallen for a couple of days.
4 days. It's gone has down.
No, but
been on
but
for 4 days.
material fall is the last couple of days where percent kind of shaved off. Now we're seeing a bit of a bounce back, but there's plenty of conversation, right? Would you pay a 25 times earnings, which is what the Nifty IT trades at? I'll just pull that out exactly. But most of the larger IT players trade at that valuation, and therefore, would you pay that kind of a valuation for for a company which is growing just about double digit, and maybe not all constituents of the Nifty IT index just grow just about double digit. Some of them grow at a faster clip, something like a Persistent. We spoke about that as well. But therefore, are these valuations fair and warranted for the kind of growth that they're giving?
I was looking at that slew of numbers. I think we spoke about it last week briefly.
So the Nifty ITP is around 27 times, trailing 12 months.
If you look at the top 20 companies by market cap, and we break it down by market cap, to top 6 companies become the large IT companies, the next 6 mid cap, and the next 6 small cap, and there are 2 which are in the micro cap segment. The top IT companies have lost their revenue market share in the last 3 years, since FY22, by 170 bips. Which are the stocks which are laggards there? You have Wipro, which is a laggard. You have then Tech Mahindra, which is a laggard. Then in the mid cap, there are 2 stocks which have outperformed, which is Persistence and Coforge in the last 3 years, and that has led to increase in market share for them, revenue market share. But what is most staggering is the kind of revenue growth that these companies are having. While large caps are growing at 30% odd from FY22 to FY25, mid caps have grown at 59%, small caps have grown at 52%. So the growth rates are much more higher for this mid and small cap, and that's the reason why you always say, oh, small caps have a higher valuation than the large cap.
But the answer to this question that Hersh raised, right? I mean, I think the way a fund manager, 2 ways that an institution will think. One, that market benchmark se bahut alag nahi hona hai. So you kind of keep that. And cash flow to PAT is a very solid number for IT companies.
Yes, sure.
Dividend mil raha hai.
Sure.
So don't look at it from a growth perspective. Right now you look at it from a dividend yield perspective. Okay, dividend mil raha hai, itna dividend mil raha hai. Is it worth it right now to wait it out? Because you never know, surprises could happen. Today, by the way, IT index is down.
Yeah.
ER&D stocks are up.
No, IT
index is
up. Sorry,
but
ER&D stocks have given a good leg up.
Correct.
Because Tata Tech said that Q2 onwards things will be good. HCL Tech commentary on auto ER&D wasn't bad. KPIT Tech is up about 2% today.
And Tata Tech's numbers also weren't as bad as anticipated, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
because IT is
better than estimated.
Yeah,
but down.
Sure.
But the point is, I think it's up on the commentary.
Yeah.
They've said, in our interview, by the way, Tata Tech has gone out and said, when I asked him, do you expect positive numbers quarter-4? He said, no, Q2 onwards. Why are you pushing my numbers to Q3, Q4? Q2 onwards, things will be fine.
And when he says that, what he's basically meaning is that the auto sector is going to revive in Q2 for them. Simple
Yes.
That's what it means.
Actually.
Global
auto.
That's what it means. Global auto sector. That's what it means, right? In that sense.
Yes.
And so if you extrapolate that for some of the auto ancillary companies, then it's going to be better for them as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, you go back and see how it's going to have a ripple effect across the Indian ecosystem, auto component ecosystem. So yes, ये जो चीजें वो ऐसे पीछे की तरफ आएगी, right? In that sense. That's what I mean. By the way, IT you're talking about, May and June, they gave more than 4% returns each. And now in July, they're down 3.7%. So, it's not surprising that some, profit booking has happened. But I think...
But the base was also low, sir. February, the IT index was down nearly 13%. So the base was like super low. And I remember we had a conversation on this forum as to how the IT index has corrected nearly 25% from that 45,000 mark to 33,000.
Yeah.
So that base was quite low as well.
But within the IT pack, I think we should now bifurcate. ER&D is something which is going to revive. We have services, which is a cause of concern. I think consensus is building up that it's Q3 onwards, if at all there is some kind of growth which is going to come in, because everything is getting pushed. Because HCL Tech also said the same thing which TCS said, that my pipeline is good, but it got pushed. I couldn't book the TCVs basically, and even if I booked it, I'm not able to start the work. So it's the entire thing is dependent on tariff. But ER&D services, is there any other segment within tech that should be separated?
मेरे हिसाब से नहीं.
Products ठीक कर रहे हैं.
Products वाले तो अपना
अपना कर रहे हैं, ठीक कर रहे हैं basically.
Yeah. So
And AI is another cause of concern, which I think I heard you mention that.
what? Huh?
I heard you mention that HCL Tech is saying 1/3 of my AI enabled underutilized.
Yeah. In fact, it's a headline on one of our NDTV profit stories.
So stories as well. So which is surprising, because many of the deals are now inbuilt, and there are no specific AI specific deals.
नहीं, but वो तो sorry, last point on IT, does it look like an
Yeah.
IT show?
Yeah.
But ये तो सजीत ने भी बोला था ना, when he interviewed Kriti Vasan,
हाँ.
that they hired a lot,
Yeah.
and then they realized कि इतनी जरूरत नहीं थी.
हाँ.
I think which is what's happening.
Because demand suddenly contracted for them.
And will demand suddenly expand for select pockets remains to be seen. So this was interesting. Two, there was a conversation around inflation numbers are looking lower.
Oh wow,
2.1.
that number was amazing.
Yeah, but there is I saw a tweet by Deepak. He's saying that okay, it's good for in one hand, but core inflation is something which is little worrying, because
RBI तो overall number देख रहा है, front load कर दिया है.
Personal care, inflation is up. He's talking about personal care.
Sir, वो थोड़ा बहुत होगा ही. Actually, core is never completely
4.4, 4.5% is a high number coming on a base effect. There's a base effect also.
अभी 4.5 हाई लग रहा है लोगों को. वैसे 4.5 used to be a dream.
2.1 और 4.5 में फर्क होता है भाई.
ना नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. और मैं सिर्फ ये बोल रहा हूँ कि यार ठीक है, वो एक महीने इधर अनोमली, एक महीने उधर अनोमली, ये तो ओवरऑल नंबर इज लुकिंग सॉफ्ट.
2.1 is good. Means it's less than 2.3 which was estimated.
सर थोड़ा बेस इफेक्ट का भी असर पड़ता है.
हाँ, तो
I don't remember what the base was.
It was a high base last year. तो उस बेस पे है.
Yeah.
But the talk of the town.
Tesla.
When are you buying one? कब खरीद रहे हो?
सर आप तनख्वाह बढ़ा दो, मैं खरीद लूंगा.
मैं तो उबर में जाऊंगा. कब उबर वाले खरीदेंगे, मैं जाऊंगा उसमें.
सर मैं आपकी टेस्ला चला लूंगा. मैं आपकी टेस्ला चला लूंगा.
मेरे को टेस्ला ही नहीं है.
No, but guys, okay, so interesting poll.
Did we get the result?
Which color Tesla will Sajeet buy?
No.
Red or silver?
Will you buy Tesla or will you buy Mahindra EV?
Yeah, that's the poll.
ऐसे करो.
हाँ तो डाला था हमने.
But what would you do? Okay, sorry. So you are तो obviously going to buy the Mahindra because you are a Make in India fan. आप क्या करोगे sir? Would you buy the Tesla for 70 lakhs or would you
62 lakhs?
62 lakhs.
62.9 if you want the red or the silver. Otherwise 62.1 में भी मिल रही है.
ठीक है सर के लिए
नहीं
कुछ फर्क
नहीं. राउंडिंग है.
बट नहीं बता, जवाब दो सर.
नहीं.
You won't buy. Why?
मैं तो गाड़ी नहीं लेता चलाता.
अगर लेते तो लेते क्या?
अगर लेते तो महिंद्रा लेता.
क्यों?
मैं 30 लाख का मैं SIP नहीं कर देता.
तो एक काम करो ना, सब लोग विंसर ले लो 12 लाख रुपए का और 50 लाख रुपीस का ये करो SIP.
तो इसलिए तो गाड़ी नहीं ली ना.
ऐसे नहीं होता है ना. पॉइंट वो नहीं होता है. पॉइंट वो कि भाई ये अगर ये करते तो ऐसे करते तो
देखो सिंपल सी बात है.
कपड़े क्यों खरीदते हो?
SIP
पुराने कपड़े पहनो.
मैं दुबई जाके नहीं खरीदता कपड़े.
दुबई जाके मैं भी नहीं खरीदता. मैं
सिंपल है.
दुबई जाके मैं भी नहीं खरीदता.
बहुत लोग हैं जो करते हैं.
वो होगा.
मैं नहीं जानता.
मैं सिर्फ दुबई जाता हूँ, कपड़े नहीं खरीदता हूँ दुबई से.
बट नो पॉइंट बीइंग
नहीं ये डिफेंसिव में आ गया.
नहीं अरे आप नीलेश ने बोल दिया. माय अर्ज टू एवरी इंडियन कि प्लीज स्पेंड द मनी इन इंडिया, बिकॉज़ आप सिंगापुर में जाओगे वहां पे खर्चोगे तो वहां की इकोनॉमी को फायदा होता है. बट डू इट इन इंडिया, व्हिच इज आई एग्री. One of the things that, by the way, since you talk about Mahindra, just I hope this doesn't look like a promotion. अरे सुनो मैं खत्म तो कर दूँ. Mahindra does this lovely escapades, Mahindra Adventure.
Yeah.
Brilliant car drives through the length and breadth of the country. Great holidaying. So really, you visit areas of India that you haven't seen.
चलना है.
बहुत अच्छा है.
चलना है.
एक साथ सबको शायद लीव ना मिले. Problem हुआ. But anyway, sorry. So you buy a Tesla or a Mahindra? Let's do the poll.
Mahindra. Yeah, I will go for a Mahindra.
Hersh is right that I would do this thing because I'm.
See, I'll tell you what. See, the cost of a Tesla and a Mahindra is almost the same, except for the duties which are imposed on the Tesla car. Simple as that.
Or driving experience.
I think
and the brand
brand. But I think Mahindra is equally a good.
It's a superb brand. I'm not saying no, but Tesla is premium
brand, sir.
Brand
में तो value है sir.
मैं उसके लिए क्यों दूँ इतना यार? चलाना है सिंपल.
भाई
भैया
लोग Mercedes क्यों खरीदते हैं? ये तो क्या बात हो गई?
वही तो मैं तुमको बता रहा हूँ. दोनों कॉस्ट सेम है भाई. ऑलमोस्ट 30-40 lakhs है उसके ऊपर वो है
यार ये क्या आर्गुमेंट हुई यार? ये
भाई मैं
बोल ये करो कि क्या सचिन के आर्गुमेंट फालतू है कि नहीं है? 100% लोग बोलेंगे फालतू है।
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि मैं महिंद्रा ईवी खरीदूंगा।
क्यों की बात चल रही है? अच्छा छोड़ो। हर्ष, what would you do?
I would buy a Mahindra because I'm a value buyer. Simple as that. And yes, make in India, slowly tilting towards that
आप क्या
as I
खरीदोगे?
grow. But
मैं
yes.
बोल रहा हूँ महिंद्रा because I'm a make in India person. I
But
would not
not-
buy a Tesla.
मैंने
I
बोला
am
तो
on-
मेरे ऊपर पोल कर रहे हैं ये दोनों बोल रहे हैं तो पोल ही नहीं है, ये क्या बात हुई?
नहीं, मैंने बोल दिया कि
तो ब्रांड वैल्यू कंटेंट, ये तो ब्रांड वैल्यू
this
जो
is
बोल
the
रहे
wrong
हैं
this is the wrong cohort actually. Three of us producers, we're sorry, we're just not appropriate for this poll. There have to be other people.
मतलब ये सही है।
We are like
मैं
deep
बोल रहा हूँ
value
ब्रांड
buyers
क्या
यार
है,
हम।
ये क्या है, वो क्या है,
हम ऐसे
और
एक
खुद
दो
खुद
लाख-
खुद बोल रहे हैं।
हमने तो रीजन दिया भाई। Anyway, just चलो guys, next conversation. And we should take questions after that.
या
But so inflation, Tesla,
IT
rate
का
cut,
IT stock,
what else?
what's driving markets today? Anything specific? Foreign investors?
नहीं, ये वॉल्यूम पे तो फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स नहीं होंगे।
फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर आ भी नहीं रहे हैं एक्चुअली, आजकल तो ब्लॉक डील भी बंद कम हो गया बहुत।
So is July living up to its billing, Sajeet?
No, I don't think so.
देखो सीजनैलिटी देखो, या 50,000 टैब खुले हैं आपके लैपटॉप पे, कहाँ पता चलेगा?
Sir, July is clearly not living up. So I'll give you an example, okay? Jay Bala at the start of this
Not living
month,
up.
if you remember,
हाँ,
Neeraj sir,
हाँ,
Jay Bala
3.5%
on India
and
market
down
close,
one.
Jay Bala had come and he had said that you'll see an all-time high in July. Okay. Even he has turned a little pessimistic yesterday when he
क्यों?
came.
अचानक क्या हो
Start
गया?
of July, he said, boss, all-time high 100% July, and next 12 months 29,000 is what he had said, if you remember. And we both had fallen off our chairs when he said that. He said, boss, Jay Wala coming and saying this is a big deal. But
क्योंकि वो मंदी करता है।
correct. So even he's kind of cooled down a little bit. So clearly it's not living up to the
You know,
expectation or the anticipation that we
सुबह
were.
मैंने ट्रेड सेटअप में बोला था that the Nifty one surreptitiously moved to 25,000. The Nifty next 50 is actually doing way better than the Nifty 50 in the last this thing 2 weeks from the June 19 lows. Nifty next 50 is up 3.7% और
And Sajeet sir had called this, by the way.
मेरे
भाई मैंने बोला था, पर मैं आपको एक चीज बताऊं, जुलाई निफ्टी नेक्स्ट 50 is still outperforming the Nifty. Nifty
Yes, it
is down
is.
1.2% and
Yeah.
it's down only 0.5% in July.
Yeah.
So
even in large caps the next 50 is actually doing much better.
He had said it. He had said it on this
because
phone. So it's on record.
the reason being because the growth in earnings is much better for the next
Yes.
50 as compared to the Nifty.
Yeah.
And you had said also a couple of companies which are dragging.
Dragging the Nifty.
You want to name those
No,
companies?
I don't want to know. I don't know it.
कौन सी है?
बहुत ही अच्छी कंपनी है, अब काफी बात करते हैं उसके बारे में. But what I'm trying to say is that yes, Nifty next 50 is something which is, but mid cap is also not bad. Huh? I mean, in the sense, mid cap.
No, mid cap has done quite.
By the way, sorry, I wanted to make one point before we get to questions. Just very interesting point. If लोग valuations की बात करते हैं तो two part thing. One, we did a study. Post 2020, the average Nifty 50 valuation multiple is 24 times.
Yeah.
You can talk about how relative to the past is expensive. I'm saying look at the last 5 years. It is not expensive. Part one, it is trading at the same valuations. If those are expensive valuations, they may well be. Manish Gunwani today, Bandhan AMC, who spoke to us, mentioned this very valid point. Okay? If the currency is not depreciating at the same pace as it used to in the past,
which is around 2% a year,
versus 4% a year, or maybe 2% or versus 4-5%.
Normally, the thumb rule is that it will depreciate 2% a year.
But CAGR last few years is 4%.
4% is too high actually. Compound हो सकता है, पर that's the thumb rule की 2% ठीक है.
But the argument is not about that. The argument is that therefore the equity value will be, and the discounting factor will be different, and therefore the valuation multiple for the Nifty should be higher. It will settle at a higher valuation in this cycle because the currency is not depreciating. And I think that's a valid point.
Very valid.
And therefore, you don't be surprised if the Nifty continues to trade well north of 20, between 22 and 24 times for a better part of this decade or this cycle.
You know, when such a thing happens, the next thing that follows is the flows which comes in, because in an economy where the currency is not depreciating that much,
Yes.
you will have more flows coming into the market.
Yes.
And that, but as of now we haven't seen that in
Nice.
2025. 2020 we have seen flows coming for IPOs, we've seen flows coming for QIPs and other stuff, but secondary market trade में उतना नहीं दिख रहा है हमको.
So भाई 24 टाइम में हम नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि सस्ता है, मैं बोल रहा हूँ क्या ये इतना महंगा है जितना लोग बोल रहे हैं. Yes, it is expensive, but it is in line with the average multiples of the last 5 years. That's the point I mean. Of course, growth is much lower than the last 5 years, so you can argue that therefore it should correct a bit. Let's wait and watch.
किसी ने लिखा है, कल्याण ने लिखा है, Tesla is also a budget car in US.
the base model, very likely.
It does not fall in luxury car. Tesla is a EV car, not luxury car in America.
But it's because of the duties in India, no?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Kalyan, that's the point. That's the point Sir is saying. Sir is making. He's saying that I wouldn't want to pay duty of 30-40 lakh rupees.
Yeah, but people who want the Tesla symbol will go for it. It's a cool car, for sure. It's a very cool car.
And the drive experience is, I'm sure, is different. I've not driven either, but I'm sure it's different.
So for Tesla,
yeah, it's a good drive experience.
So ideally, you know, even Mahindra is not a, what do you call, a pure competitor for Tesla in that sense. BYD would be one in that sense, because BYD is competing at the global level with Tesla in China and other markets.
But क्यों इंडिया में अगर एक महिंद्रा की कार 40-45 लाख तक अगर जाती है,
अगर सेम फीचर्स के साथ आती है, then yes,
फीचर्स तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ महिंद्रा में ज्यादा होगा. Mahindra would have more features. Tesla is actually not too much of features.
Mahindra would have customized for the Indian market.
Tesla would also, by Hyundai and Kia giving out all the features and succeeding so much, you know that the Indian guy, average Indian guy, loves features.
Yeah.
You want features in a car because हमें कितने टाइम तक हमें फीचर्स मिली नहीं थी. अच्छी गाड़ी के लिए दुबई जाना पड़ता था.
दुबई को छोड़ो, हम 800 में देखते थे कि भाई क्या है. Right? So that's a 800 Maruti 800
दो हॉर्न होते.
दोनों
अच्छा क्वेश्चन जीते भाई.
हाँ चलो. Which is better? MP Jain is asking in short term, gold or silver?
Silver has had a rally.
And gold has been steady for last.
Silver is yesterday was at record highs before it just cooled off a little bit. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think so. At a point of time when Hersh had mentioned that this is the time to buy silver, from there silver has risen quite a bit, right? So therefore, maybe a part of the rally is done. But I don't have an informed view here, really, to be honest.
By the way,
I don't know.
Just poll result: 84% are voting for Mahindra. I'm just saying.
तो है ना 16% टेस्ला सर. है लोग टेस्ला वाले.
You are the minority.
I'm not minority.
33%, 66 हो गया. Remaining 33%.
अच्छा, next question is for you.
हाँ जी.
Tejas is asking.
But नहीं सर, आपका कॉल क्या है gold versus silver?
ये मेरा कोई gold, मैं तो physical equities, or you go for a gold ETF or something, you know, in that sense. That's the best way. No physical.
Okay.
How do you see big banks results coming this week? You have big bank.
Yeah.
ICICI, HDFC, HDB Financial आ जा रहे हैं.
हाँ,
वो तो एक आंख मार के बोला हाँ वो तो आ रहा है.
But relatively smaller है ना sir. I mean ICICI and HDFC are like. Yeah, but
should we look at better side or muted or weak set of numbers?
I think it'll be bottom up. I don't think that there is a clear answer to that. It'll be bottom up. I think ICICI will continue to do very well for itself. HDFC will be muted, in my opinion. But what really stood out for me in the HDFCs, at least in their provisional numbers, is the fact that 5% QOQ growth in deposits, and this is quarterly average deposits, right? So very, very strong growth. Whether that has absolutely any impact on margins is what I would want to see. Whether today or maybe not in this quarter, but maybe in the next quarter. Maybe those margins come in with a lag.
I'm little, please, I normally the tendency from a normal depositor is that agar interest rates on deposits are going down, I would either transfer my money to FDs or I will put it in a different alternate asset which gives me a better return on an inflation basis, adjusted for inflation basis.
But we're not seeing that.
We're not seeing that.
We're not seeing that on ground.
And why is that? Do you have a theory for that?
No.
What's your theory?
No, sir. This is just natural progression. When liquidity
Sir-
comes back, you start to see CASA
No, but
build
it's
up.
also
That's
it's also
just how it
savings
is.
which is coming, increasing the in the pool, right? That's why it's happening as well.
Yeah, there is savings increasing because there's more cash flow because of lower taxes that people are seeing in Q1. Maybe that is one piece. The other piece is surely that liquidity in the system has gone up. Competition is coming down. Rates have come off. Loan growth is slowing. So there's that also which is playing out to a certain extent. So all of those factors are playing out. And generally, it's a cycle. So Abhi deposit growth was never in focus till 2 years ago. In the last 2 years, we've only spoken about deposit growth. Deposit growth का number आता है और stocks ऊपर भागते हैं. Advances growth people were ignoring for a few quarters in the middle. So that is just the way it is.
Vaibhav is asking a question for you, Neeraj. Any good ideas in Alcobev? Radico Ketan looks good but expensive.
क्या पी रहे हो सर आजकल?
Kombucha. No, I mean, I think the recent report that I read from one of the brokerages, I'm forgetting which one, all right, which came, spoke about Radico, spoke about Allied, and spoke about Tilak Nagar. Three. Did not talk about United Spirits, did not talk about United Breweries.
Both of them are targeting premium segment now.
Yeah, even the others.
But
Everybody's
not,
also moving there. But मैं सिर्फ बोल रहा हूँ कि ये तीन के बारे में बात हुई. United Spirits and United Breweries, not too many people spoke about. And that report did not speak about. Sorry, I meant.
MP Jain is asking, isn't this ultra low inflation level of inflation a slight worry?
No, not really, because it's transitory. I think India is
go
a
up
country
again?
that typically suffers from higher inflation. WPI low, yes, you want WPI to be high, but you want CPI to be low because pricing power या manufacturer के prices is good news. But CPI low is good because we don't typically get many years of very low CPI. Just the number of people chasing the same short set of goods means CPI tends to be higher. So this is good actually.
Ayushman Lalani. Will Tata Motors EV push challenge the strategy of Mahindra and Tesla, or their push will boomerang to haunt them?
Good question. I don't have an answer. I hope it succeeds for them, frankly. They need to do something around it.
Do you think JLR will be aggressive in the market now with the EV, now that Tesla is in the market? Because they will also have the same rate, right? Price.
And then the positioning. Very likely, yeah. But I don't know. Let's see. They've been slow to the game, right? When it comes to EVs per se. JLR and Tamo.
But now they are completely migrating, at least Jaguar. My understanding is
over the next 2 to 3 years, they are going into the EV platform.
But again, Jaguar may do it, but Land Rover should essentially fire, right? Because
Land Rover is
the thing. People have now. I mean, even in India, you see very few Jaguars. You effectively see Range Rovers.
Yes.
जगह कहीं चलाने के लिए Jaguar? मतलब
Range Rover सब छोटी थोड़ी है.
Same size.
Jaguar is a longer.
नहीं sir, Discovery is of same size. In fact, Discovery is bigger than the Jaguar also. I feel certain.
Yeah.
आप चलाते रहते हो?
नहीं sir.
Doesn't matter. I'm just saying that.
Sir, देखते रहता हूँ sir. बाहर से. इसके लिए पता है.
अच्छा. Anupam is asking on NetWeb technologies.
आप बताओ.
When I was doing that exercise, NetWeb was one of the micro cap companies. और micro cap इसलिए कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि market cap classification में आ जाता है वो ऐसे. Is one of the 2 companies which came in that which has been growing at a decent rate. Beyond that, I haven't looked at the model of NetWeb. But you have spoken to them? No.
नहीं
KYC
कर रही है नोट डाल दिया है सर.
नोट डाल दिया है KYC के लिए. चलो.
आपको इंटरेस्टिंग लगा तो नोट डाल दिया है सर.
अनुपम, he is doing a KYC.
But यार 97 times earnings पे ट्रेड हो रहा है यार. ये सब डेंजरस है. Sorry to say. I mean, just kind of highlighting that. I've not seen the company. I've not really.
Kshitij is asking, what if trade deal goes through? Tesla price can come down by 50% odd. Do you think so?
What is the exact question?
What if trade deal goes through? Tesla price can come down.
50% odd? Really?
I think
is the math like that?
No, I think 70% का कुछ था ना. 70% का they had reduced it from 120 to 70 or something.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
But what I was hearing was that India may agree to the baseline 10%, and uh, India will impose around 7%, 7 to 10%. So average rate for anyone exporting to the US would be around 11%, and average rate for anyone importing into India would be around 7%.
So here's the question: अगर ये ड्यूटी वूटी चेंज हो जाए सजीत,
हाँ,
and if Tesla पे ड्यूटी निकल जाए,
हाँ.
and if Tesla then comes down to the same price as a Mahindra EV, what will you do then? अब बताओ, तुम्हारा कमीशन पूरा ड्यूटी था, अभी आप बताओ.
तब मैं देखूंगा.
देखूंगा नहीं, जवाब दो.
नहीं, तब
जनता जवाब मांगती है,
पर उसमें अभी भी
गौर से देखो इस खौफनाक चेहरे को.
पर आप क्या बोलेंगे?
क्या मैं, अरे मेरा तो बेसिस ही अलग है, मेक इन इंडिया है मेरा.
नहीं तो ब्रांड जो आप बोल रहे थे उसका क्या?
अरे बट मैं क्या करूं?
अरे वो तो प्रीमियम ब्रांड है, बट ही इज सेइंग मेक इन इंडिया.
मेरा मेक इन इंडिया है, आपका ड्यूटी था, अभी ड्यूटी कम हो गया तो आप क्या करोगे?
वो अभी
अब आया उन पहाड़ के नीचे.
नेक्स्ट वाला whenever he buys a phone he's not going to buy the iPhone.
अच्छा, आईफोन
मेड इन इंडिया.
कौन सा भाई?
मेड इन इंडिया.
Apple is a US based.
अरे बट मेड इन इंडिया नो
हाँ,
बाबा.
पर सर रॉयल्टी तो यूएस को जाता है.
देयर इज मेड इन इंडिया की बात है, मेड इन इंडिया की बात है भाई साहब. मेक इन इंडिया.
Imported components made in India.
You will not buy half the things if you go down this route. Half the things that you use.
एक
जमाने जब कपड़ा होता है ना, उसकी मशीनरी बाहर से आती है, कपड़ा पहनना बंद कर दो, फिर
सूती पहनेंगे.
यार ऐसा है.
But the question he is asking, do you think that prices will come down?
The question is asking, therefore, will Sajeet then therefore buy a Tesla because the duty is coming down?
I know, if the price remains equal for both of them, I may look at it. Simple as that.
Simple answer.
Simple as that. But 50%, I don't think 50% it will fall. That's not, I don't think that.
I have no idea. I don't.
30 for 35 lakhs का है और इसके ऊपर 25 lakhs का आ रहा है. अगर ड्यूटीज गिरती भी हैं तो it's not going to be that much, I think.
But अच्छा guys, we need to wrap.
हाँ.
But एक खाली एक
Rakesh,
a lot of people who come in, just बता दो. हाँ. So we were talking about ideas to look at, right? Or sectors to look at. So Manish Gunwani in his interview has said that he's looking at high-end discretionary consumption and not penetration. So therefore, part one. Nilesh Shah of Kotak said that he's not looking at FMCG, but because of the salary increases and pay commission, etc. Again, premium discretionary consumption is something that he will.
By the way, we put a story out. The 8 pay commission may see salaries go up by 30-35% or something.
Exactly. Part two. And lastly, just keep in mind, this is an important week for hotel stocks because
Yes.
कल ITC hotels का रिजल्ट है, परसों इंडियन होटल्स के रिजल्ट्स हैं.
क्या लगता है आपको?
Will be weak. I am 100% sure results will be weak. So be careful if you are trading into those stocks.
But for those who haven't tuned into past episodes, why are you 100% sure results?
No, May was a weak month, no, for tourism because of all the geopolitical things. So therefore,
आपको याद नहीं है? बोले थे कि वो ये जाएंगे उधर श्रीनगर में, फिर गए नहीं. आप भी थे ना उसमें?
नहीं, पर वो तो श्रीनगर जाते तो भी उससे भी बढ़ नहीं जाता because unfortunately pricing had only taken a knock at that time.
हाँ, तो इसलिए तो जाने
pricing is still low.
इसलिए तो जाने
Kashmir is 5,000 rupees one way ticket right now, and a Khyber is available at 25,000 right now. Available है फिलहाल. But anyway, just so the limited point being, tourism has taken a hit
across
in the months
India,
of May and June.
Especially luxury वाला तो बहुत ज़्यादा impact हुआ है.
And hence, which is why the numbers of Indian hotels, Taj, etc., all of these, even ITC hotels, etc., hotel sector
and couple of new
weak.
ones which have, your JW, Vente, and others who have come in.
Yeah, so be careful with trades in the hotel sector. Very likely. Should we wrap, guys?
टेस्ला पे बहुत क्वेश्चन आया आगे. वो
ले लो अभी खत्म करो.
Is Sajeet buying Tesla?
I think.
नहीं, I'm not buying Tesla, but there is one question: VF7 versus Tesla versus BYD versus Harrier versus XE. Competition is going to play now.
तो क्वेश्चन नहीं हुआ, ये तो उनका वर्डिक्ट हुआ.
So,
Perfect.
Someone has also said that driving, and I don't know if we covered it. Sorry, I was also in the middle of something. But BYD is a better drive than Tesla. Someone has said that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not.
Yeah,
really
BYD #1. BYD is better than Tesla in driving experience. Lucid was luxury EV.
The Cybertruck is a phenomenal vehicle, by the way.
No, someone from Surat has bought the first Cybertruck in India.
अरे वाह. The super.
1 बजे रात को उसको डिलीवर हुआ क्योंकि he didn't want to attract attention. There was still someone driving behind the Cybertruck and taking a video.
It's a giant, it's a beast, and it's a very good one. Chale,
But
guys, let's wrap.
yes, let's wrap.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you guys on Friday.
See you guys.